Sherwood Park is consistently one of the most sought after places to live in the entire Edmonton region. Top schools, high incomes, low crime. And in 2026, while a lot of the region cooled off, prices here actually went up almost 8%. So is Sherwood Park worth the premium? And what do you actually get for it? Let me give you the honest breakdown, including the rural countryside most videos skip. I am Nathan Richter, a licensed real estate agent serving St. Albert and the Greater Edmonton area. I've spent 25 years on the construction side of real estate, custom home building, renovations, and currently running a restoration company that handles new home warranty work and condo restoration. So when I talk about what living in Sherwood Park and Strathcona County is actually like in 2026, I'm bringing both the agent's lens and the builder's lens to the conversation. Let's get into it. Quick context on why I can speak to this. My family and I have lived in the Greater Edmonton area for over 22 years. We raised our kids here after moving from Vancouver Island. I know the east side of the region very well, and as a former land developer and working in restoration, I've spent a lot of time around both the urban housing stock and the rural acreage properties in the area. So this is the honest, on the ground version of Sherwood Park and the county, not a brochure. Here's the plan. First, the thing people get wrong. Sherwood Park and Strathcona County aren't the same place. And the difference matters for what you buy. Then the population, the amenities, the schools, the housing numbers, and the honest trade-offs, with the builder's lens on where the value is and what to watch for, especially if you're looking at an acreage. Let's start with the 2-in-1. The single most useful thing to understand before you start looking out here is that you're really choosing between two very different lifestyles under one county. Sherwood Park is the urban side. It sits right on the east edge of Edmonton and functions like a full city, even though it's technically a hamlet. Bustling commercial core, restaurants, shops, established neighborhoods of classic bungalows, right next to sleek new developments, and green space woven through it. If you want urban convenience with a suburban feel and a quick link into Edmonton, that's Sherwood Park. Strathcona County is the rural wrap around over 1,200 square kilometers of rolling farmland, wetlands, river valley, and a handful of smaller hamlets, each with its own character. This is acreage country. Space, privacy, peace away from the city, the North Saskatchewan River Valley runs through it, and the Beaver Hills Biosphere, a UNESCO designated reserve, sits on its doorstep. So step one isn't, should I move to Sherwood Park? It's, do I want the urban park or country acreage? Because the buying process, the price, and the things you inspect are completely different for each. We'll cover both. Let's talk about who actually lives here, because the demographics tell you a lot. Strathcona County as a whole crossed 100,000 people a few years back and sat around 104,000 at the 2024 municipal census, with the provincial estimate for 2025 closer to 107,000, making it one of the 5 largest municipalities in Alberta. Of that, roughly 75,000 live in Sherwood Park itself, and about 28,000 in the rural county. The median age is right around 40, so this is a working, family stage community, not a retirement town, and not a student town. It's a real mix of young families, established professionals, and retirees. And here's the number that defines the area. The median household income sits around $110,000, among the highest of any municipality in Alberta. That prosperity is why the schools, the amenities, and the housing stock are as strong as they are. High incomes build nice communities, and they also hold home values up. A few practical realities. Transportation first. Like most of the region, this is a car-first community. Most households drive, and you'll want a vehicle. Strathcona County does run its own transit, including commuter service into Edmonton, and it's decent on weekdays, but evenings and weekends thin out. So don't plan to go car-free. The commute into central Edmonton is in the 20 to 30 minute range from most of the park, a bit more from the county. Healthcare. The Strathcona Community Hospital handles emergency and a lot of the day-to-day care right in Sherwood Park, which is a real perk for a community this size. Though for major specialized care, you're heading into Edmonton, like most of the region. And safety is genuinely one of the area's calling cards. Our overall crime rates here are low, the community watch culture is strong, and it consistently ranks as one of the safer places to raise a family in the region. That safety, reputation is a big part of what people are paying the premium for. On everyday life, Sherwood Park is genuinely self-sufficient, full-size grocery for every budget, the Sherwood Park Mall and the baseline retail corridor for shopping, a solid restaurant scene, medical services. You're not running into Edmonton for the basics. And when you do want more, West Edmonton Mall and the whole city are a short drive west. That part gives the park its character, though it is the community layer on top of the retail. The Sherwood Park Farmers Market every Saturday in the warmer months, the seasonal festivals, the Strathcona County Culinary Festival. For a place that functions like a suburb, it's held on to a real small town, everybody shows up community feel. That's harder to find than most people realize, and it's a genuine reason for families staying here for decades. Schools are one of the top 2 reasons families move here, full stop. The public side runs as a dual system, English schools under Elk Island Public Schools, plus a strong Catholic system through Elk Island Catholic Schools, and French options. Elk Island Public in particular consistently ranks among the strongest divisions in Alberta, high graduation rates, modern facilities, and the full range of programming, gifted special needs support, career and tech ed, French immersion, even international baccalaureate. On top of that, you've got private and alternative options. Montessori, faith-based, smaller class programs. The graduation rate across the area sits up around 90+%. The plain English version, if you've got school-age kids, this is one of the best resource places to educate them in the entire region. That's a big slice of the premium too. Right now, the average sale price in Sherwood Park is about $522,000. And unlike a lot of the region, that's up almost 8% year over year. Sales are up too. So while places like Spruce Grove shifted into a more balanced, buyer-friendly market this spring, Sherwood Park stayed competitive and kept appreciating. This is a premium, in-demand market, and well-priced homes still move. Quick aside, because in a market like this, where you buy matters as much as when. I put together a Sherwood Park and Strathcona County guide, which neighborhoods suit families, first-time buyers, and downsizers, where the new construction value is, and if you're going rural, what to actually check before you buy an acreage. Just drop the word park in the comments below or reach me through any of the contact options in the description. Text, email, give me a call, and I'll send it over. Steering people away from expensive acreage surprises is genuinely one of my favorite parts of the job. What you do on a weekend out here is a real selling point, and it splits nicely between nature and culture. On the nature side, the North Saskatchewan River Valley for trails, biking, fishing, and boating, and the Beaver Hills Biosphere for forests, wetlands, and wildlife. That's genuine protected wilderness 15 minutes from your door. There's even Bar Estate Winery out in the county, which surprises people, a local winery with a view. On the culture and family side, the 2 big ones, Millennium Place is the massive recreation center, pools, arenas, fitness, courts. Festival Place is the performing arts theater, concerts, live shows, community performances. Add the Kingsman Leisure Center, U-Pick Farms for the kids, Millennium Park's garden and trails, and a calendar packed with festivals, and you've got a community that genuinely gives families something to do every weekend of the year. That lifestyle depth is a real part of what the premium buys. Weather, and I'll give you the real numbers. You're in central Alberta, so warm summers with highs in the low to mid 20s, occasionally pushing 30 plus, long bright days, crisp colorful falls, real winters. Typically January days around -6 to -12, with cold snaps can hit -30 and even colder, with wind chill plus a good amount of snow over the season. Spring is the mucky one, especially on acreages with imperfect drainage, and that's a real thing to factor in if you're going rural. Builder's tip, same as always, a properly built, well-sealed home is comfortable through an Alberta winter, a leaky one isn't. And on an acreage, drainage and grading around the house matter even more. All checkable before you buy. Before you commit, the honest trade-offs, because they're real. 1, you're paying a premium. Sherwood Park is one of the pricier communities in the region, and it's still appreciating. So you'll generally get less house for your dollar here than in, say, Spruce Grove or parts of Edmonton. You're paying for the schools, the safety, and the income level of your neighbors. That's a real value, but go in knowing it's a premium. 2, it's car dependent. And if you work in the West or North Edmonton, the east side commute can be longer than you guess at rush hour. Drive it before you buy. 3, and this is the big one if you're tempted by an acreage. Rural living is a different financial animal. Well, septic, propane or longer gas run, gravel road maintenance, drainage, snow clearing on long driveway. The lifestyle is absolutely incredible, but the carrying costs and the time commitments for the maintenance are real, and they're exactly what people underestimate. Don't buy the dream without pricing in the upkeep. None of those are deal breakers. They're the difference between buying Sherwood Park well and buying it on vibes, and getting that right is what I'm here for. If you're thinking about Sherwood Park or Strathcona County acreage in the next 6 to 12 months or sooner and want a real conversation about whether the premium or the rural move is right for you, text, email, or give me a call. All my contact info is in the description. And don't forget to drop park in the comments if you want that community and acreage guide. And if this was useful, like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you soon.